Hi everyone, this is Kruti Jaivancholi, Assistant Professor in LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication Systems. So, in the last video, we learned about various methods of generating the FM signals. There are the two methods, direct method, indirect method. Similarly, we need to demodulate the FM signals at the receiving end. So now, in this video, we are going to learn about the few methods of FM demodulation. So, we are going to study about what is the demodulation, frequency demodulation definition, what are the different kind of the FM demodulators and the various demodulators. So, the very first question is, what is modulation? We know about the modulation. So, modulation, that is the addition of the information to an electronic or the optical signal carrier. So, we know that the carrier wave which is applied to the modulator and the other thing, that is the information applied to the modulator, produces the output which is the modulated wave. This modulator block diagram that can be applicable for any kind of the modulation. So, there are the type of the modulation, common modulation methods that includes amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and the phase modulation. In the amplitude modulation, the voltage applied to the carrier is varied over the time. In the frequency modulation, frequency of the carrier waveform is varied, is small but meaningful amount, and in the phase modulation, in which the natural flow of the alternating current waveform is delayed temporarily. So it is about the type of the modulation. In the frequency modulation, as we know that this is the baseband signal or your information signal. This is the carrier signal. It's a high frequency wave, and we have a frequency modulated wave. As you know that the carrier frequency is changing in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. So as the amplitude of the modulating signal increases, frequency increases. So we found the change in the frequency modulated wave and the change in the frequency that referred to as a frequency deviation. What is a demodulation? So you have seen that at the transmitting end, the wave which is transmitted, it is known as the modulated wave. Now that modulated wave consists of the carrier wave and the information. But while it reaches to the receiving end, we need to take out the information from the modulated wave. So that is the purpose of the demodulation, to take the information back. So the demodulation is the act of extracting the original information, bearing signal, modulating signal from a modulated carrier wave. So this is the demodulation. To proceed this demodulation process, we should go for the use of the demodulator. What is a demodulator? It's an electronic circuit and which is used to recover the information content from the modulated carrier wave. So this is about the demodulation. Electronic circuit in which the frequency variations of the modulated signals are converted to the amplitude variations. As you know, it is converted from the amplitude variation get back the original signal. So frequency variations of the modulated signals are converted to amplitude variations first with the help of the tuned circuit. As you know, in the generation of the FM wave, we have also used the fundamental of the tuned circuit, which consists of the L and C component. So, and then the original information which is extracted with the AM demodulation technique, say the diode detector. There are the various types of the FM demodulator. So FM demodulators are two types. One is the direct FM demodulator and another one that is the indirect. The direct FM modulators are slope detector, balanced slope detector, Foster series phase discriminator and the ratio detector. So these are the various kind of the demodulator technique. And indirect method, that is the phase lock loop. So similarly, as we have learned in case of the FM generation, Armstrong method, it's a part of the indirect FM. Similarly over here, it's a PLL. So now we will start with the direct FM demodulation technique. First method is the basic FM demodulator. So we know that the FM out modulated wave consists of the frequency variations, and that variations are applied to the tuned circuit. Variations are applied to the tuned circuit, and this circuit provides us the amplitude variations. So frequency variations applied to the tuned circuit consist of the L and the C component. By varying the capacitance value, there might be a change in the frequency, okay, and from that the change in the frequency, okay, we found the amplitude variations also. So amplitude variations are added to wave according to the frequency variations, and frequency variations remains present in the wave. So the function of the demodulator, that is to change the frequency deviation of the incoming carrier into an FM amplitude variation. So this is the main function of the FM demodulator. The detection circuit, that should be insensitive to amplitude changes. So this type of the circuit which converts the FM-IF voltage, okay, of the constant amplitude into a voltage that is both FM and AM. So and the later it is applied to the detector which reacts to amplitude changes and which ignores the frequency changes. So this is the diagram. You can see that over here we have the change in the frequency, the frequency variations which we found. Here is the diagram in which with the frequency variations in the amplitude we can also find, and you are able to detect the shape of the wave and you can extract the original information. So the most basic circuit that employed as a FM demodulator is parallel tuned LC circuit, and that parallel tuned LC circuit is referred to as a slope detector. The carrier frequency that should fall on the one side of the resonant frequency, and the entire frequency should fall on a linear region of the transfer curve of the tuned circuit. So now this is the diagram of the slope detector. you can see that the FM source by which the FM signal is applied. Okay, we have a parallel tank circuit. Okay, the tune circuit LC component is there. Okay, and what we can do, that the detector output we are collecting at the other end. So this is the slope detector transfer characteristics. Okay, you can see that the transfer curve for the output of the tune circuit. Okay, we can have the output voltage. Okay, and similarly over here you can see that the variation in the input voltage. Another way we can also say that the transfer curve that we are finding using the slope detector, the frequency that changes, and it is what? So when the C value, capacitance value that is changed, the frequency that can be changed. So change in the frequency we are determining, that is the Fc plus delta F, Fc minus delta F, and according to that we can found the change in the variation in the amplitude, and we can detect the slope of the particular wave. Okay, so this can gives us the output, that is the original information. So output is then applied to the diode detector. Now you know that in the amplitude demodulation we learn about the diode detector. So the diode, okay, that can be forward bias and the reverse bias according to the applied input signal. What we can do? We can detect the shape of the particular wave. So the output is then applied to the diode detector with the RC load of the suitable time constant, and the circuit that is in fact identical to the AM detector. So what is the limitation of the slope detector? So it is inefficient and it is linear in the very limited frequency range. Okay, so it reacts to all the amplitude changes, so that the circuitry, okay, that becomes complex while you want the good output through this. So it is very difficult to tune. As a tune circuit, okay, must be turned to the different frequency than the carrier frequency. So here you can see the transfer curve for the slope detector. Okay, so the certain frequency range, okay, that the frequency that is the output voltage, that's maximum, or for other frequency range it's very less. So you can say that for the limited frequency range, okay, it gives us the proper output. So this is the FM detector output, okay, and what it is? It is the FM wave. So you can see that the noise that can be also added, okay, and you are not getting the output that is the perfect one as we need. So the next method is a balanced slope detector. There is a minor difference between the two methods. As you know that if you connect the only one diode, okay, then what happens? It charges for the one time, okay, and for all the positive values, rest of the time it is the reverse bias. So we are getting only the few portion from our wave. In the balanced slope detector, the circuit that uses the two slope detector connected in back-to-back fashion to opposite ends of the center tapped transformer, and hence we can have the output, okay, that is the 180 degree out of phase. So now here the top secondary circuit is tuned above by the IF amount delta F, and bottom circuit that is tuned below IF by delta F, and each circuit that's connected to the diode detector with suitable RC load, and output is taken across the series combination of the loads so that it is the sum of the individual output Okay, so here you can see the diagram of the balanced slope detector. You can see that onto the secondary winding, what is connected. So here we have the one slope detector, the bottom side there is another slope detector. So what happened during the positive cycle? Okay, the D1 will conduct. During the other cycle, the D2 will conduct, and we can have the output. Okay, that is the summation of the both two. Okay, so here you can see the balanced slope detector diagram. Okay, you can see that during the positive peak we have the output, during the negative peak we have the other output, and we can do the summation of that, and we can have the better transfer characteristics, and you can see that the linear region, the linearity, okay, that can be increased. So the problem of this that slope detector, that is a limited frequency range, but over here we can increase the frequency range and we have the good output, okay, for the balanced slope detector. So when the frequency is Fc, then the output of the T dash, that's positive, and output of T double dash, that is the bottom end, it's a negative. So what is the summation of the T dash and T double dash? Positive, negative, so it's cancelled and it's 0. Same another case, that is when the input frequency is Fc plus delta F. Why we are taking the Fc plus delta F? Because the dual circuit is connected. Normally you know that we are making the capacitance value that can be the variable compared to the L. So my L is constant, my C is varying. So my C is varying, and due to that my frequency is varying. And due to that we are writing that it's the Fc plus delta F. So the output of the upper end, okay, T plus, that's positive, and upper, the lower end of the output, that is the negative. So the sum of the T plus and the T double plus, T double dash, that's a positive. Similarly, when the input frequency is Fc minus delta F. So Fc minus delta F, negative side that frequency, then the output of the T dash is positive, okay, and less than the output of the T double dash negative. So that the summation of that T dash and T double dash, that is negative. Okay, so this way we have the output of the balanced slope detector, and according to that we can conclude that the balanced slope detector that gives us the output that is the more linear compared to the slope detector. So this is about the balanced slope detector. So drawbacks of, even more difficult to tune, as there are 3 different frequencies to be tuned. Okay, amplitude limiting still not provided. Linearly, although better than the single slope detector, and it is not still enough good. Okay, so it is about the 2 methods of the direct FM demodulation. So in the next video, we will learn a few methods for the FM demodulation. So thank you very much everyone.